What's up, people? This is Lion here again to give you another video. This time I'm gonna talk about some good deck cards, some good cards in general, not necessarily decks, that I find that people might not be understanding well their worth and things like that. This video might take a little while, so I'm gonna probably make two parts if it doesn't, and stuff like that. So here we go. We'll start with my favorite guy, Effect Wheeler. This is one hell of a card. This card has won me so many games. I didn't even. It's a good card. Play it. I'll explain why too, because this guy can block Black Rose Dragon, which, in other words, it can be completely GG. The guy just tries to blow up your field and you have a ton of stuff, or even a game-winning card, and you just negate that. He's done for. It negates also Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon, which is quite a pain in the ass, and it's the core of plants mostly. If you negate a Debris Dragon, you negate their play, and they're stuck with a 1000 useless dragon, and which is pretty good. It negates Monarch, especially Caius, and you all know Monarch when after they're summoned on the field, after their effects, they become useless. 2400 beaters. It's not that useless, but you know what I mean. Just a beater. It blocks Bryonac, and that's pretty important because a lot of the synchros, when returned to the hand, goes back in the extra deck, and a lot of synchros like Scrap Dragon doesn't activate their second effects when they're returned to the extra deck, and that's why a Wheeler comes in play. Since it's speed 2, you can chain it to effects like Bryonac. They need to discard a card. Well, if you chain the Effect Wheeler to that, discarding a card is a cost for Bryonac. So Effect Wheeler, and then they all cry. It blocks Dark Arm Dragon. It's pretty good to know. It blocks Dark Hand Dragon. It blocks Gravekeepers, spies or descendant, whatever. They need to tribute their stuff. I think it's a cost. I don't remember. For whole players, it also blocks Judgment Dragon. If you ever fight Lightsworns and they need to pay 1000 life points, so it's a cost. You chain to that, and they're 1000 HP less, and a JD on the field. It blocks flip effects like Raikou, like Spy, when they are manually flipped, because you cannot activate this card during the damage step, which isn't so bad, but anyway. It also block Swap Frog, which I talked about in my last video. So Effect Wheeler is pretty good. Took 4 minutes for Effect Wheeler. The other ones won't be as long. Spirit Reaper is indestructible in battle, so they absolutely need to book him to use a spell or use an effect on this guy to remove him from the field, which is good to know because it forces the activation of cards that will destroy your plays, like Book of Moon. Can screw up your plays and stuff like that. Morphing Jar, I like this card as a deck. It doesn't belong in heavy decks. It belongs only in decks that run a low amount of monsters, and that's it. It's a great card in my opinion. You can do some cute plays like Giant Grenade and flip Morphing Jar and bye bye. And think about it, that this card can actually be like almost like a Black Rose Dragon and give you so much pluses. So if you have like 4 back rows and Morphing Jar, you pop Giant Trunade, you set your back rows back, you flip Morphing Jar, and they lose their whole hand. So it's a good card. Mind Control is good, and decks that run quite a high amount of tuners, and it's also a good tech card in general, but you cannot attack and you cannot tribute the monsters, so think about it. It's good for synchro and stuff like that, that's why I said it's good with tuners. And it's good for not tribute, but other effects like Strap Dragon. You mind control their monster, use the effect, destroy the monster to destroy one of their cards, and yeah. Mystical Space Typhoon, the only reason why I see this card, well, it wasn't as played before, but now it is because of Gravekeepers mostly. I don't know, I've always played a lot of this card. It's there since the beginning, and it's always been one of the best cards I've seen. It's always been the best 1-for-1 I've seen anyway. And anyway, Call of the Hunted. This is a pretty good card. This is a special summon from New Grave, which is always important. I don't see this card played a lot. I wonder why. Well, mostly because they play Monster Reborn instead. But still, playing Monster Reborn and this card isn't bad at all. You just can make more plays and stuff like that. Think about it. But on a Strapple, not really a deck card. It's more like, man. I'll talk about it later. Gold Sarcophagus. This card is good for specific plays. When you need a specific card to push for game, when you need a specific card to do this, to do that. Like if you're playing against Gravekeepers. First of all, this card isn't affected by Necro Valley. And if you need your Mystical Space Typhoon, if you need your Cold Wave, if you need your Giant Trunade, you can go fetch anything you need, and that's it. Doesn't have any much drawback. It's really good. It's really a great card. For X-Sabers, you can go fetch your Fold Roll, your stuff like that. For plants, when you need your Debris Dragon, when you need high-powered card or something. For Six Samurais, when you need your Gateway, because that happens when you don't draw your Gateway and you're like, well, that's gay. Anyway, Solemn Warning. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this card. Solemn Warning, I think, is superior to Bottomless Trapple. Why? Because let's compare them. Bottomless is a speed 2. It destroy and remove a monster. It doesn't negate the summon, but it can negate multiple summons, which happens like never. It's good to know that, first of all, the monster needs to have 1500 or more attack. So a lot of tuners usually go right under that card. And you can also chain Book of Moon to that card, so that it doesn't destroy anything. And Book of Moon is a staple in almost every deck. You can also chain a Wild Decree or Trap Stun to this card, so it doesn't work. It doesn't work that well, in my opinion. I've tested it for a long while, and it doesn't work that well. Solemn Warning, on the other hand, is a speed 3. Cannot be chained by Trap Stun, cannot be chained by Wild Decree. It negates the summon, or the effect that special summon, which means Gores, for example, because you can activate this card during the damage step, unlike this. It costs 2000 life points, but think about it. If you negate a Caius, first of all, you would have removed your monster. If you didn't negate the summon or bottomless it, well, your monster will be still removed, and you will have eaten 2400, maybe 3400 if your monster was dark. So I think Solemn Warning, it might cost 2000, but it's well worth it. It negates the summon, and it does a lot of things. The only thing that Bottomless is superior in my opinion is that it removed the card. But Solemn negate the summon, so it negates a lot of effects. This is why I prefer this card. Another little versus Glow Bulb versus Plague Spreader Zombie. This is interesting because I've seen Plague Spreader Zombies. I haven't seen Plague Spreader Zombies a lot, to be honest. And the new decks and Glow Bulb seems to have taken the throne for its superior effect that you only discard the top card of your deck instead of putting yourself in a bad position and putting one card in your hand to the top of your deck. Also, Plague Spreader Zombie gets removed from the field after it uses its effect, while Glow Up Bulb just cannot use its effect anymore, only once per duel, which is good to note because Glow Up Bulb can be a target for Spore after that, a target for Black Rose Dragon, etc. I prefer Glow Up Bulb even though it's a level 1 tuner, while Plague Spreader can probably sync with better stuff as a level 2. Still, both cards are good. In a mill deck, you should run both. But if you don't know what to run and only have space for one, I personally recommend Glow Bulb over Plague. That's my recommendation anyway. Another tech card that I like a lot. My Body is a Shield. This card is really good. I don't know why. I don't see this card played a lot. It's a good side deck material too. It blocks a lot of stuff, like I said with Effect Veiler, it blocks a lot of stuff. It will block Black Rose Dragon, it will block destruction effects like Dark Hole, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Bottomless Trap Hole, which are stable in most decks, to be honest. So it costs 1500 life points to save your life. So I like this card. Chaos, it's so popular that I consider maybe this card a tech to any deck, because tributing a monster isn't that hard to do, and its effect is so amazing that I can see him getting splashed in a lot of decks. That's about it. He removes stuff. It's like the best effect in the game. Another removing stuff material, it's Dimensional Prison. You know what? First time I saw Sakuretsu armor, I thought it was overpowered. I was like, wow, what the hell? This is too good. And then I saw Dimensional Prison. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened to Yu-Gi-Oh? But this card is your best counter to the biggest monster in Yu-Gi-Oh for now, which are Stardust Dragon, Shooting Star Dragon, Renova Dragon, and that's it. It's a good card. I cannot really explain it. It's late on the traps. Like you can only activate it during during when your opponent declares an attack. Still, I find it a good deck card to splash in some decks, just one or two, whatever you want. And that's about it for the text that I like. I didn't put everything in it. I know I skipped a lot, like Nobleman of Crossout and stuff like this. But I might make another video. It was just something quick and I don't have time. So that's it. Seems like I'm on fire today. I'm doing a lot of videos. So stay tuned and have fun. I hope this helped. I hope this gave you some ideas. And another thing, Japanese Sanyan is superior to the original Sanyan. Just because when you pop this guy, your opponent will be, oh my god, it's Japanese Sanyan. Anyway, peace. Have fun.